Hello and welcome back to SCLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference Program of the Week. We're just so happy that you are supporting and tuning in. We're not going to keep you long, just a few minutes, but we're going to be very informative. We want to talk about our 63rd convention at Hillside International Truth Center. Man, what a convention. It was basically virtual with the exception of our in-person breakfast. And just thank you, Hillside, and with the leadership of your pastor, Bishop Jack Beaumont. Just thank you, Reverend. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Doctor. You are doing a great job at that institution, that religious institution. And thank you for hosting SCLC, along with none other than Dr. Bishop Beaumont. We had Reverend Jesse Jackson, a legend in his own right, did a great job. Thank you, Reverend, for being here and spending two days with SCLC. Our own chairman of the board, none other than Reverend Dr. Bernard Lafayette, who actually had a conversation with Dr. King 5 hours prior to his assassination. And ladies and gentlemen, coming from Cleveland, Ohio, none other than Reverend E.T. Cavanagh, our chapter president, and the young man of 94 years of age who is leading us with the Sherwin-Williams project in Cleveland. He told the people how SCLC and my leadership has been with them in terms of the last year. I've been going to Cleveland on a regular basis. And thanks to Reverend Jackson for supporting us. And let me just say this before I get into a couple other issues. We want to thank none other than our staff event coordinator, Miss Larita Reed. My. Miss Larita Reed, Faithful Servant Award. She got the Faithful Servant Award from SCLC. Well deserved. And we want her husband, Harold Reed, to know that we appreciate the family. And Larita's been with us for quite a few years. And thank you, Larita, for all you do for SCLC. Now, we want to talk about the fact that we're going to get involved with Get Out the Vote. That's what it's all about. We take the position of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He didn't endorse candidates, but he endorsed issues. And he definitely endorsed getting out the vote, for people to get out to vote. We are in that mode. We're in that mindset. And we want you to know that getting out to vote is something that people died for. It's something that people actually gave the supreme sacrifice. Their lives got lynched, lost their jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, we must get out to vote. And first of all, make sure you're registered. Make sure you're registered. We got to show the opposition. Who's the opposition? Whoever is against the right of all God's children having the equitability of voting and economics. You know, we're talking about voting rights and economic rights, the parity of economics. We must get involved. We have to have some resources. We have to have some resources, as Bishop Beaumont said. We got to have resources to run our organization. Many people think that we can run off of air or we can run off of just margin. We do much more than just margin. Margin brings attention. It's an advertisement to what the issues are. After you march, you got to run a campaign. What is a campaign made of? Raising money. We have to have resources. But we're here, and we're not going any place. But before we leave you, we want you to know that this fall, we're going to have a lot of workshops, seminars, talking about eradicating racism. Don't ever forget, it's embedded in our society. We got to be healed, the historicity from which we come. I was just looking at several programs talking about the Native Americans, and I think it was called Blackfeet Dormitory, where they actually incarcerated, boarding school, but they were really incarcerated, trying to brainwash and debrief the culture of the Native Americans, not only in America, but also in Canada. The same with all background and ethnicity. We all need to know our history. Who has the right to remove you and debrief you from which you come and to eliminate you from using your culture? And you want it to be one culture, and that's America culture. No, we all come from someplace else. Even the people who think they are running the country, the ethnicity of all God's children, African American, Caucasian, regardless of the ethnicity of any other group or race of people, we must have the global village concern. We are in a global village, people. No longer can we say us four and no more. We must consider the world. Look what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. The reason they are having problems is the upward mobility of Ukraine, because of one country and its leader, I refuse to call his name, want to have all the power. Then you go over to China. They're saying the same thing. Then, hey, you come to America. The same thing, all about power. And they don't care in all of these situations about the disenfranchisement of poor people. Dr. King was killed for two reasons, folks, as I leave you. The Poor People Campaign and the opposition to the Vietnam War. He was involved in international affairs, and that's who we are. Because love is what love does, and we love you.